Thanks for staying on with us. This is Notepad. We are talking about Invest Malaysia 2020. Very shortly, I'll play you the speech by the Finance Minister talking about some of the budgetary themes that will be imbued for Budget 2021. He mentioned there are 4 main themes, but all of them supporting that big thrust of good corporate governance. That's happening very shortly. But before we start playing that clip, we really want to address the whole notion of what is going to be talked about all the time in the next few months. Number one, the snap election. People are talking about that. Fund managers are thinking about that. They might not have verbalized it in the conversations that are taking place right now, but they are thinking about that. Number two, outflows that is being happening for quite a bit now. It's not a new thing, but it has been happening for about 2 years already. And the third thing, of course, is on market stability right now in Malaysia. Is the condition right now stable? So against all this backdrop, the Finance Minister talks about trying to address some of these ideas as well as trying to address some of the needs and wants of the people for the budget that is going to be presented to us in just a few months' time. That is extremely crucial because this will be a budget that is focused not just on growth but on the recovery aspect of the economy. Again, the theme for Invest Malaysia 2020, at least for the first series, is on the recovery of the economy. It's extremely important for us to understand that. So without further ado, let us play that clip by that is going to be delivered by the Finance Minister. Take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to share some thoughts on Budget 2021. Budget 2021 will be framed across 4 broad themes, all of which center around creating a better government. These themes are: first, caring for the people; second, steering the economy; third, sustainable living; and fourth, enhancing public service delivery. First, on caring for the people. The first goals of the Prihatin and Penjana packages are to protect the rakyat and to empower the rakyat respectively. Moreover, Malaysians have shown the will to build a better society and have demonstrated it admirably during the nation's toughest months. Movements such as #KitaJagaKita or We Care For Us have witnessed Malaysians, young and old, coming together with NGOs and corporations to help their fellow Malaysians. From gathering donations for frontliners to providing food for vulnerable segments of society, the Malaysian spirit of unity in diversity shine bright. As such, the government believes that we can empower this spirit to build entirely new foundations for our economic and social systems to create a fairer and more wholesome future. This will require more effective engagement between government, the private sector, civil society, and the rakyat. Education and employment, social protection and social mobility will thus feature prominently in Budget 2021. Secondly, on steering the economy. Among the related areas under this theme include ensuring GDP growth for 2021, increasing FDI and consumer confidence, which I have touched upon earlier in my speech. An equally important area is enhancing the usage of technology and digitalization across various public and private sectors to spur economic growth. In this regard, the lockdown in March and April this year effectively accelerated the adoption of technology across the board, whether by individuals, SMEs, or corporates. Through Penjana, the government has allocated close to 1 billion ringgit to, among others, further encourage technological and digital adoption by SMEs and nurture digital innovation by startups. All these are part of the government's push towards being ready and competitive in the 4th Industrial Revolution. From the capital markets perspective, thanks to Bursa Malaysia and Securities Commission push on digital technology to enable more cost-efficient online trading and investment platforms, it is encouraging to see both retail and institutional investors embracing digitalization and taking advantage of a more seamless and cost-efficient means of equity trading. In the first quarter of this year, 74% of the average daily trading value done by retail investors were transacted online. Across all investors, online trading has increased to 41% compared to 31% during the same period in 2019. This year alone, we saw a significant increase of retail participation in the equity market, particularly from the youth segment and via online channels. In the first quarter this year, there was a 96% year-on-year increase in CDS account opening. Moreover, out of the 50,000 new accounts opened as at end of April, almost half were youth. For many of today's youth, technology is synonymous with infinite and instantaneous opportunities. We've also seen deals reflecting the trust and confidence in our domestic fintech space. Recently, Great Eastern made a 300 million ringgit strategic investment in a newly formed digital financial services unit of Axiata Group. Today, I am pleased to announce that we will facilitate for greater diversity in intermediary models in the securities market, such as algorithmic trading platforms, digital-only brokers, and more. The SC, working in tandem with Bursa, will be enabling a more facilitative market structure, allowing for more flexible business models with more efficient capital structure. We believe that this will also spur greater innovation, create greater diversity in market participants, and most importantly, enhance value for investors. Bursa Malaysia, SC and Bank Negara have continuously introduced and supported measures to further increase the transparency, dynamism, and vibrancy of our capital and financial markets. I believe that all this will contribute towards our economic recovery and growth into 2021. Third, on improving sustainable living. One of the blessings in disguise of the pandemic is that it has shown how radically we can change our lifestyles. Almost instantly, the crisis forced businesses and individuals to step up, not just digitally, but also from an ESG perspective, to support their workers, customers, and local communities. In addition, the COVID-19 pandemic has not slowed down the momentum for sustainable investing. In fact, in many markets, including the US, we have seen companies that embrace and practice ESG principles perform better. Over a 5-year performance period, the FTSE4Good US 100 has outperformed the US large cap with 80% cumulative returns relative to approximately 65% for the latter. Similarly, for Malaysia in May, our benchmark index for ESG-focused companies, the FTSE4Good Bursa Malaysia Index, outperformed the FBIM KLCI with 1-month returns of 5.3% relative to 4.8% for the latter. The dividend yield for the FTSE4Good Bursa Malaysia Index was also higher at 4% relative to 3.8% for FBM KLCI and 3.7% for FBM AMAS. Moreover, companies with good governance have shown better resiliency. As at end of April, the MSCI World Governance Quality Index is down by 5%, whereas the MSCI World is down by 10%. This is further supported by MSCI's research that companies with higher ESG score has a substantively lower cost of capital. In fact, we already have existing ESG-related incentives, such as tax exemptions and management fees incomes for fund management companies managing SRI funds and Sharia-compliant funds. The extension of tax deductions on the cost of issuing SRI Sukuk for another 3 years until assessment 2023, and extension of the Green Investment Tax Allowance and Green Income Tax Exemption until 2023. I would like to challenge companies to use the COVID-19 crisis as a springboard to either strengthen their ESG agenda or begin incorporating ESG principles within their business and operations. Environment is, of course, only one aspect of the equation. The crisis has highlighted more of the social and governance aspects of ESG, which the government has wholly taken to heart. The government always welcomes collaboration in this space. Fourth, on enhancing public service delivery. I would like to briefly touch on the Laksana Unit, which is the International Agencies of Economic Stimulus Coordination and Implementation Unit. Laksana sits within the Ministry of Finance and is responsible for monitoring the implementation of Prihatin and Penjana measures. By coordinating real-time data feeds and data sharing across 53 ministries and agencies, Laksana adopts a data-driven approach which enables more effective monitoring and tracking. The data collected is so granular, and when necessary, enhancements or interventions can be deployed more quickly and cost efficiently, ensuring assistance is properly delivered. The government aims to be outcome focused and support the rakyat and businesses in a more targeted manner. In short, it should not be merely about the amounts of funds disbursed, but whether the measures are impacting lives and livelihoods in a meaningful way. The results of these measures are also shared with the public on a weekly basis. Ladies and gentlemen, historically, Malaysia has remained resilient despite strong headwinds, including the Asian financial crisis and the global financial crisis, due to our sound economic fundamentals and well-developed institutional framework. Today, Malaysia's economy is also better diversified. Additionally, we have strong external position, supported by current account surplus, adequate level of international reserves, and large external assets held by banks and corporations. To date, Malaysia's foreign currency external assets continue to exceed its foreign currency liabilities at 95% relative to 45% for the latter. Together with a flexible exchange rate and a highly liquid and deep domestic government bond market, we do not have to rely much on external funding. Moreover, this is complemented by a deep and well-regulated financial market. The government is also committed towards ensuring effective delivery of public services, better governance, good management of public finance, and structural reforms for the long-term sustainability and resiliency of the Malaysian economy. I trust our future plans set out earlier are clear, particularly in the terms of the 4 themes that will frame our budget for 2021. I hope this will set the tone for the deliberations and conversations throughout this event. We really need more innovative ideas on how to leverage digitalization and also how to incorporate ESG considerations into our forward planning to propel Malaysia ahead under the new normal, ensure that Malaysia will be more business and market friendly, and grow investors' confidence.
So that's that. You heard it from the Finance Minister himself. He has started the ball rolling with the Budget 2021 talks and the Budget 2021 conversation. Expect more about the budget that is going to be debated every day from now on until the budget is tabled in the Parliament proper when the day comes, eventually around the 4th quarter. So we know that the government is thinking a lot about the budget for next year. We also know that we are in a poor shape when we talk about the economy, and we also know that we are not alone in this. This is a global situation. How do we all come up from this on top? Those are the thinking process that is going to be taking place. Let me know what you think about this episode. Remember, if you've missed any part of this particular episode, just head on to astroawani.com, look for it on Notepad. You can also watch these kind of episodes on your mobile devices. Just download the Astro Awani app wherever you get the application. Until next time, thanks very much for watching and goodbye.